Hello and welcome back to your channel. So in this video we're going to talk about the common misconception that is women desiring for bad guys, not the nice guys. Actually, the nice guys not being a priority. Human beings are actually social creatures. So we used to be part of the tribe. Like if you look at the centuries of evolution, so we used to live in caves, and men used to go hunting. And based on the evidence, women used to take care of the family and cooking and all these things because men are physically stronger than women on an average. Of course, there are exceptions. So the guy who was stronger, who had more confidence, was actually capable of leading the tribe, was capable of actually having cult, a kind of following of a kind. So he gained, let's say, access to the resources, the power, and right now, actually, if you look at the dating, for women, one of the most important thing when it comes down to actually choosing someone is for them to have some resources. Resources can be financial, it can be like access to better, higher quality of food, which is a very wise thing. Okay, you want to actually start a family, and you want to make sure that the children can actually have access to better food, better education, better everything. So even animals are like that. So these centuries of evolution actually heavily can show that. But what about nice guys? And speaking of nice guys, you see, there are two different things. The fact that women are indirect and men are direct, and the fact that men are usually more disagreeable than women. Women are more agreeable. I mean, you talk to your friends, you understand that a guy would like be more direct. And for example, you say, "We want to go outside. You want to go for dinner? Are you hungry?" They say yes. They say no. But the woman doesn't bring you the question. This is the psychological game. She would tell you something in order to see how you respond to that indirectly. For example, when you're outside, she might tell you a story and she wants to see how you pick up the thing. So it's a little bit confusing for men to understand the way the woman brain kind of works because they're completely different. I mean, if you say women and men are equal, it's not a really true kind of conception because the background, thousands of years of difference actually brought something difference in psychology, in thinking, and all those things. One thing that good guys lack is the confidence. So you see, a good guy is hesitant. Should I do this? And to the naked eye of people, of women, they think, okay, this guy is confused. He doesn't know how to talk or approach or something. He doesn't believe in himself. Why would I believe in him? So first, the guy needs to believe in himself and then try to approach. Because you've noticed when you go, you see someone is shy, for example, trying to give a presentation. It's a very pathetic thing to watch. For example, a nice guy trying to give a speech, or he doesn't believe in himself, so he would get rejected instantly. And women have this kind of sense of feeling. They feel it from miles away when someone is strong or weak. And it's a kind of psychological thing. It's based on their instinct. If that is strong, they will respect them. If it's not, they will try to be okay, who's the stronger guy in here? So if they're stronger, they will try to not be very happy and dominate the kind of situation. But all in all, guys, these are my personal experiences based on the things that I have had in my life. Maybe they're not so true. You can feel free to share your perspective. I don't generalize that what I say is completely true. Maybe it might be different from your experience, but based on the evidence that I have studied and I have actually had my lifelong journey, this is something that I experienced. Also, I've read a lot of psychological books. So back, I got some notes also here to tell you. There's one thing called the Dark Triad. It's like a triangle of dark kind of adjectives. So speaking of like a bad guy, bad guys fall into three different categories, which is really appealing and interesting to see. Also in movies, you have noticed that. One of them is the narcissist. So the guy is super, let's say, selfish, is a narcissist. The other one is Machiavellist. So they're manipulative. They would try to use other people to actually do their things, and that's actually a very true kind of part. The third one is psychopath. So all these people have some kind of confidence in themselves, you know. And when we're back to the first story that I told you, human beings used to survive in the caves and those kind of life. The confidence was something that was real. When one man at that time was confident because of a trait that he had, whether he was strong physically or he was very wise. He came with strategies of preying and hunting. He knew something that he became confident. These days we see like a lot of social media influencers or a lot of people just like being confident, but based on what evidence? You feel what I'm saying? So to have some notes right here, are bad men attractive to women? I would say it depends, because women would respond to the confidence level that the guy shows. So if the guy is confident, that's a beautiful thing, because she can understand that, okay, he's something. And it's like a very controversial topic, but usually the bad guys are really the cool guys in movies also. Like if you watch them, they like more interesting and appealing to the audience. And there was a phrase that says, growing up we all wanted to be heroes, but as we aged we all understood the mentality of the villains, because they're like really interesting. So the next question I have written here, the first mistake men make in dealing with women is like showing too much, let's say, agreeable kind of things. For example, if you want to go on a date, about choosing the place or the seat, you know what happens is that school has failed us, and these things is like a very simple thing, but yet you say, okay, you have to be a gentleman to a woman, you just have to open the door, you have to offer these things, which is fine, you have to do that, it's really interesting. But you have to also speak your mind. Just because you speak your mind, they just put a tag on you and say, yeah, you're just a misogynist. It's not so true. So we see men these days that don't really speak their mind, and are lacking in confidence, and the testosterone level has decreased significantly based on the data that we have. So back decades ago, people used to be more masculine, but these days you go to a school, they say, okay, that guy is theirs, the other one is pansexual, the other one is something else. You're like, what is going on? The masculinity and the testosterone level is decreasing really, really quickly. So the next note I have is women feeling they earned you. Yeah, this is a very good one. You see, if there's a dynamic of seduction, so you, for example, you are somewhere and someone would like to approach you. You see how thing happens. Also in the prey, in the hunting, if you run after an animal, the animal is going to run away. You know, so it's like you have to build a kind of situation that you attract them, and they would come to you and they would like to share things with you, and we all are animals. Like if you look at the thing, human beings have similar kind of pattern with animals. We only have the freedom of will and better kind of thinking, but the majority of things are the same. And how can we develop high self-confidence and self-esteem, express the opinions? You know, I suppose in order to actually gain some confidence, we human beings are part of a society, and there is a kind of hierarchy in the socio-economic kind of hierarchy, that when you, for example, educate, you become a professor, you gain some confidence. When you're a good athlete, you have a nice body, you're actually doing physical kind of exercises regularly, going to a gym, you get confidence. When you work on a job, you climb the ladder, you become more interesting and also confident in yourself. And also to the other people, you look like you are doing something, you have achievements. So when you climb up the ladder, we know that, women date up, men date like equal or down. So Sofia Vergara, she's got like $150 million, and she said that she's not going to date anyone with less net worth or income. Publicly out there, you can go check it out. So that says that for women, they want someone at the same level or a little bit higher, which is making sense, because based on the history of evolution, the man was the stronger part of the family. He had to provide, he had to have the resources and everything. So he should be stronger to take the role. It is still like that. If you look at the families, it's still wired like that. But yeah, these days we have the radical feminism that tries to put a tag on everything. But still, you can think for yourself. What social media tells you is a big lie, and it's really interesting. Kindness, weakness, boundaries, confidence, leadership, strength, security. Yeah, these are also the topics that we have covered about the confidence level, that we should get the confidence based on a backup of something. You're good at something, therefore you have the confidence. Then the people will understand and would actually respect that, which is a really beautiful thing. The other one, money, emotional strength, and security and value. You see, money equals freedom. And these days, a lot of dating market is saturated with gold diggers, because they see, okay, you have money, so you can take care of things, and it's a really complicated topic. I will make a video about money in a specific thing based on my own kind of perception. You can, of course, feel free to let me know your kind of ideas. Maybe it's different from mine, which is completely fine. And you see, if I want to conclude, I would say that nice guys have a kind of insecurity in themselves. They don't believe in themselves. They're confused. They're like, what if, and they don't attract as much, because if you don't believe in yourself, the other person will sense it, and they're gonna just mirror the same kind of thing. But if you can have the confidence level, and when you go somewhere, you're like, okay, this is my ability, I know, and I'm doing this, it's gonna be shifting a lot of things. That's why those Dark Triad that we mentioned can have a lot of high confidence level and can attract a lot of people around them, and usually are very successful. Look at the world leaders. They all possess the three Dark Triad that I will make a specific video on that topic and go into details, because it's a really interesting topic, but it will get a really long video. So let me know, guys, what you think, and feel free to comment down below, subscribe, like, and see you guys in the next video. And until then, have a good day. Bye bye.